Hi, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Got a Story for You. I'm Phil Junta, your host, writer, and sometimes story narrator on this channel. I did not have an episode in February. I typically do one every month. I just didn't have enough to report in February. I've been working on some new writing projects as well as reissuing new editions of one of my older novels, the last of the three that had been published by Firebringer Press, which was a small press I worked with in Baltimore area, Baltimore, Maryland. For a number of years, they published three of my novels, Testing the Prisoner, By Your Side, and Like Mother, Like Daughters. In 2023 and 2024, I reissued second editions, re-edited, brand new covers for Testing the Prisoner and By Your Side. And now I'm working on the last of the three, which is called Like Mother, Like Daughters. This is actually novella. It's a short novella. It's about 35,000 words, and it was done up in the format. First, it's a mass market paperback size versus a trade paperback size. So I usually work with trade paperbacks. But this was a mass market paperback size that was done in the form of the old Ace double novels, where you read one story and then you flip it over and you get another. Stephen Wilson was a longtime friend of mine, and he's still a longtime friend of mine. He was the publisher at Firebringer Press um, until he closed down around 2020, 2021. So I'm reissuing Like Mother, Like Daughters. I'm in the process of that now. Basically, just going through, re-editing it, just giving it some tweaks, and it'll be out in January or February of next year in trade paperback size with a brand new cover by Scott Barnett, who did the covers to the second editions of Testing the Prisoner and By Your Side. So I just finished round one of the re-edits, I guess you could say, on this book, and I'll do round two later this year. I'm going to put it aside because I have some other projects that are spinning right now. The plates are spinning, some other hot projects going on, one of which, let me share with you. I mentioned this in my last episode. Um, One of which is, if I can get this to work properly, yes. Okay. Get over here to my website. And then from my website, I will get to this awesomeness right here. Here we go. Tales of Steel and Sorcery. Last month, I mentioned that I have a story called The Torch of Clarity that will be, it's a sword and sorcery tale. It's my first attempt at sword and sorcery, and apparently I did something right because Oddity Prodigy Productions did accept the story for their upcoming anthology, Tales of Steel and Sorcery. Today is the first day, St. Patty's Day, March 17th, 2026. Happy St. Patty's Day, hence the green. Uh, the first day of their Kickstarter, and they've raised $224 in the first few hours. The thing has been opened, has been launched. But if you go here, and I will have the link to this in the notes below the video, so you can just click right on it. You can watch the video about the project, about the book itself. It talks about the theme of the book as well as some of the major stories that are in it. You can also read about it and check out the cover art and check out the rewards for your donations to the book to help fund the book. Of course, they're all listed on the right side, as is usual with Kickstarter. But you can get some more detail here, including one of the coolest awards is a adventure game that was created by a member of Oddity Prodigy Productions, J. Patrick Conlon. It's called The Ominous Tower. You can check that out. And you can get a list of the writers and their stories, including Jonathan Maberry, New York Times bestselling author, five-time Bram Stoker winner, has a story in here. I'm very honored to once again share a table of contents with Jonathan. As you scroll down, you can get the titles, the authors, and a little paragraph, usually the opening paragraph of their story included here. Maxwell I. Gold, who's the executive director of the Hard Writers Association, will have a story in here. Always good company. Um, as you go down the list, you'll see everyone who's in here. Somewhere I'm in here. Oh, there I am, the Torch of Clarity, right? So you keep scrolling down and you get to the stretch goals to see what some of their stretch goals are. But anyway, the campaign is up and running now for Tales of Steel and Sorcery by Oddity Prodigy Productions. They're, again, Delaware-based small press. I've worked with them twice before, and I've enjoyed every time working with them. They're a wonderful team. So again, I'll have the link below, although I will put the link below. But you can also go to, very simply put, steelandsorcery.com, which will then redirect you to the Kickstarter. but I'll have all these links in the notes below so that you can easily just click on them and go right there. Anyway, this is it, Tales of Steel and Sorcery. So I wanted to tell you about that project. That was one. Like Mother Like Daughters was the other one. And the last thing I want to just update you on briefly would be something I also mentioned last time. I'm not sure if it's up on the screen now. I think this is it. Dreams from the Edge of Reality. This is a short story collection where I have gone out to all the various anthologies and magazines where my stories have been published over the past 17 years. Not the science fiction ones. Those will be out in their own collection separately, but all the mystery, the paranormal, the suspense, the fantasy, even literary stories, 27 of them gathered up here in this book called Dreams from the Edge of Reality. It will be out in June, if all goes well. Everything is all set up. I have the interior done for both the print and the ebook. Here's the cover art right in front of you here, and with a little blurb by Jonathan Maberry. All the blurbs are in. Jonathan Maberry, Michael Jan Friedman, Howie Weinstein, Weldon Burge, some great writers out there who were kind enough to take the time to read the book and give me a blurb. The book will be out in June. It's going to debut, with all luck, in a small quantity of copies I'll have at the, hold on, let me see if I can get there. I'm going to pull up this convention for you. It's my next convention, and it's going to be a little while off. It's the Lehigh Valley Comic Con, and I will share this with you. The Lehigh Valley Comic Con takes place in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's going to be their 25th anniversary, I believe. Here we go. 25th anniversary celebration, June 6th and 7th at the Agriculture Hall in Allentown, PA. And they have a lot of great guests. They have a lot of great local artists. The Agriplex, in the Expo Center in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's one of their only 2-day. They typically do 1-day shows every year. They do a 1-day show in August and December at Lehigh Carbon Community College. And then once a year at the Agriplex, they do a 2-day show. Typically, it's been in April. Well, this year it's in June. It's in June for their 25th anniversary celebration. I will have 2 tables at this show, and I will be premiering a limited edition quantities of Dreams from the Edge of Reality, the short story collection. So I'll have some of them there, but the big debut for the anthology will be at this convention. Shore Leave. Shore Leave is in their 46th year. They moved up from Hunt Valley, Maryland to Lancaster about 3 years ago now. And they will be July 10th to the 12th in the Lancaster Wyndham Resort and Convention Center. This is a convention that I've been attending since number, I don't know, 17. It's been a long time. I've been attending Shore Leave as a fan, going to enjoy the show and getting autographs from the writers and the actors. And then right around 2010 or so, when I got published for the first time, they brought me in as an author guest. So there's celebrity guests this year from Stargate, from The Mummy and Star Trek, from Lost in Space, from classic Battlestar Galactica, and more classic Trek here, and Babylon 5. So they've got a great lineup of celebrity guests as well as author guests. There's a lot of author guests here. As you scroll down, Keith DeCandido, David Gerald, Kelly Fitzpatrick, Michael Jan Friedman, so many, Derek Tyler Attico, and so many wonderful, Russ Colchimiro, so many great writers. And the list isn't complete. They're still building the list. Here's my ugly mug right here on the end of this line next to David Gerald. Esther Friesner, so many great writers, young and old, new and veteran authors alike. Susan Schwartz here, Hildy, some good friends of mine as well. So always a joy to be at Shore Leave, always a joy to be there. And this is where I hope to have the big launch for Dreams from the Edge of Reality, the short story collection. So that's in July. And I'll, again, have the links to all these conventions and all these Kickstarter campaigns in the comments below. So I think that's all the big news about upcoming books and things like that. In terms of what I'm reading, I usually like to throw a little segment in about what I'm reading right now. I'm in the process of doing 2 books. One is published long published, what is not. I'm reading a unpublished edition of a science fiction novel written by a friend of mine, Stuart Roth, who has done some short story work with me and some other anthologies. He has been working on a trilogy, a science fiction trilogy, none of which has been published yet, but he's looking to self-publish the first book next year. So I gave him recently met with him and gave him some tips and guidance on self-publishing and talking about ISBN numbers and where to upload books, the different services you can use to self-publish and different things as well. So I'm reading the second book in that trilogy right now, critiquing it for him. The first book is pretty much done and almost ready to go. So I can't give you too much about it. I don't want to spoil anything or give too much away, but Stuart's a good friend and a brilliant writer. And I can tell you right now that this science fiction series, which I will talk about more as he gets closer to publishing it, is one of the most brilliant science fiction novels I've ever read. It's original, it's refreshing, it's fantastic, and I really think that it's going to be successful for him. It's absolutely wonderful. So more about that later. The other book I'm reading is by a classic science fiction writer, as I do read a lot of classic science fiction of the pulp era, the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s, into the 70s. And one of the favorites of that whole era is Theodore Sturgeon. I think I mentioned this book in January that I was going to start it. And I am only about halfway through it because I'm writing and I'm reading this and I'm reading Stewart's unpublished science fiction novel I just mentioned, More Than Human. I'm about halfway through it and I love it. It's absolutely, again, unique, unusual, quirky, some quirky characters in it. And it's about a small group of you could almost call them mutants today. They have special mental abilities, abilities to appear and disappear, but they're kind of misfits in society, and they're trying to make their way through life. And they meet new people along the way, and they grow as they meet new people and have new experiences, and they enchant and surprise the people they meet along the way with their abilities, and it's absolutely a fantastic tale. Very imaginative, of course. It's Theodore Sturgeon. So I'm halfway through it, and I look forward to finishing that. And then I have a bunch of other science fiction novels by some other greats coming up after that. So we'll talk about those as we go on. But that's all I have for now. Really, was just talking about like Mother Like Daughters, Dreams from the Edge of Reality, Tales of Steel and Sorcery, and some of the upcoming conventions. That's really about all I have in terms of updates. So I hope to catch up with you in April. Happy spring, and it's still a little bit winter weather here. We had a couple 70-degree days last week, which gave us a taste of spring, but we're back into the chilly, cold, high winds of March. But we're looking forward to spring, and I hope you are too, and we will catch up then, okay? Thank you so much. Take care.